Ada don't know what to do with all that money. Season 3 of the Gilded Age is finally here. As promised, I'm gonna cover every episode. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. I'm convinced that they just had a false start to spring so that they could show new outfits. Because the nature of the show puts them in spring and summer every year, which is actually very counterintuitive for shows set into New York. Most of them are set in the winter. And that's one thing I truly appreciate about the show. New York thrives in the summer, and it's a totally different culture. Sorry, back to the episode, but I think that Peggy is going to start moving away from Marion and her family. Not because she doesn't like being there. Of course, she loves having the job. She loves being on the Upper East Side. But this storyline paired with the one from last season where, you know, she started to fall in love and realized she wanted more for her life and really started to integrate herself in her community in Brooklyn, I think is starting to signal that we're going to see Peggy less and less on the Upper East Side. Because even the great Agnes couldn't get a doctor to see. And as Marion so embarrassingly found out, Peggy ain't no scrub. She is upper class. She could be living a totally different life where she doesn't have to interact with that racism every single day. And I'm sure that stint down south lowered her tolerance for it. Honestly, I think it's going to be worse now that Ada is the head of the household. Because as I opened, Ada don't know what to do with this money and she has no authority, not like Agnes. Because why she give a fuck about temperance? I think she just is looking for a cause, and because her husband was so altruistic, she's like, this is what to do. But that meeting was giving dare, and it pushed me more towards Agnes being the head of the household. While this is being figured out, Peggy need to go. The Aurora storyline broke my heart. I always thought this was just a beautiful blonde couple, and of all the people they interacted with in society, Aurora was the sweetest. So this felt like it came out of nowhere for me. But then I thought back to an episode, I think last season, where I felt like he was flirting a little bit with Marion. But then I was like, oh, maybe he's just being friendly. Oh, I know. He has a wandering eye, and I hate that for her, and I hate the struggle we're about to see with her because she don't deserve it. Get it, Russell's fine. How you gotta show us scenes of him handling business like this? Because the way I melted when he was like, I gotta go, I'm sure you guys can handle it or you're fired. That's what I'm talking about. Trust your team. Jack truly can't get a break from these hoes. I can't wait for him to get stupid rich, and I hope he doesn't get with that girl from across the street or that Irish chick. Him and his cute New York accent needs to find some girl who truly likes him and supports him. I love this courtship, but for me, it's always been endgame, so I'm just waiting for it to happen. Starting to see a clash of queens, and honestly, I cannot wait for this to meet a head. The issue is Glattus don't know who she fucking with, and she not strong enough. And truly, I kind of feel her mother. Glattus has never been poor. She don't understand. If she wants to be queen, she has to go ahead with her mother and make her own decisions. I bless. I will say she got fit of the episode. I couldn't get a good shot, but this winter promenade fit, incredible. I feel like the Russells will win fit of the day every week, so whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode 4 out of 5 Frankie Flames.